How's everybody doing? I just want to break down Hebrews chapter 11 for everybody, where it talks about faith. And it leads all these different faith founders and these faith superheroes within the Bible, from Isaac to Abraham to Abel to Noah, to all these different people, right? And faith is confidence, what we hope for, and assurance of what we do not see, as it says in verse 1. So the verses I want to do highlight and break down for y'all is verse 39 and 40, where it reads, "These were all commanded for their faith, yet none of them received what had been promised, since God had planned something better for us, so that only together with us they will be made perfect." And I'm gonna break that down for y'all. When it says in verse 40, since God had planned something better for us, so that only together with us they will be made perfect. The day that they are talking about is the people under the old covenant, where it's from Moses, from all these people I just named, right? The founders and the superheroes of faith, right? That's all the old people in the chapter that they talked about. Where it says us, it's talking about believers under the new covenant. Believers under the new covenant. We are the us. So together they were waiting for the full promise. They trusted what they could not see, but never seen the gospel of Jesus. That's why it says better with us, so that only together with us they will be made perfect. And when it says made perfect together, they are saved by looking forward to Christ. We are saved on looking back on Christ, looking back to Christ. So both together we receive the same foundation, for Jesus died for present, past, and future sins. So just because they were under the old covenant, we were under the new covenant, doesn't mean we receive different kingdom, different inheritance. We receive the same promise that God has been working for, that God has been leading to. They didn't get to see the full totality of the promises of the faith that they kept, but by the faith they kept, you see they're able to please God. In verse 6 it says, "And without faith it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists, and he rewards those who earnestly seek him." So you think that he wasn't going to reward the ones that earnestly sought him before the new covenant came? No, they were working towards looking forward to Jesus. They didn't get to see with their eyes, but they assured and they had faith that it was going to come, that Jesus was going to say what he said he was going to do, because Jesus is not a liar. God is not a liar. So we see that looking back at it, they're saved by looking forward to Christ. We are saved by looking back on Christ. The Old Testament believers had faith in a promise they never saw, and the New Testament believers have faith in a promise that is already fulfilled. God waited to put both groups together under Jesus. Y'all have a blessed and amazing day.